Say prophesy. You know, I really was going to prophesy, and I didn't know who it was because I was praying at my hotel, and I kept saying, why do I keep seeing this Foy? And I thought it was Prophet Foy. And I said, no, must be him. But then they called out you, and I was like, doggone it, why'd they do that? But you lost somebody, and it was like your teacher. And it was like, God, why is it that I had lost this teacher and this person and like this mentor that you had trusted, and God brought you to apostle, and it was like he became your teacher, and God said to tell you even the things that you were praying about and the enemy tried to strip it away from you. God said, I swear, Shabosha, that I'm gonna bless you even from the, God said, I promised you back in 2009. And you've been saying, God, why is it I'm walking in these circles? But God said the cycle of loss is coming to an end. The cycle. God said, I'm going to give you the property and even the business that you've been praying about. And God said, your hand shall not run dry. Shadabusha. For I see you praying, and I saw you getting on your knees, and you were like, God, why did I lose this? And God said you lost it because you had to be here. This is weird. You're going to travel out of this country, and you already received a word about it. And I see you going all over this country. And I see you going down in Kenya. I see you going down in South Africa. I see you going down in all this way. And God said, I swear I'm going to bless you. I swear that I'm going to give you what I promised you even some years ago. And even some legal things tried to come up to bind you. But God said, I swear. The enemy tried to come in. Okay. The enemy tried to come in and even split up this relationship. But God said to tell you, you're doing the right thing. That's what I heard. That's the word of the Lord. I don't know you from nowhere. Say prophesy, prophet. I'm just going to hit a few people. Say prophesy. I almost saw Tracy. Who's a Tracy? Tracy. Who knows a Tracy? Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm going to come back to it. Because the person that is going to know this Tracy, phone number 216-849-47. That's you? I don't want to end. You want me to give it your whole phone number? 17? Come on now. I didn't want to give it out, but you wanted to. So if anyone calls you, don't say that. His is almost like yours. 216-849-47. I'm going to leave it right there. Is the prophet right? Yeah. I'm right? Yeah. God is good. I'm not right. God is right. There's a person that God says to tell you, to tell them that I'm going to bless them. And God said, hold on, you have a business that God's about to bless. I don't know what your hands are doing, but I see your hands and they're like flipping and on this thing on the street. And I don't know what this is, but I'm standing. And when I'm standing, I see you doing this and all these types of stuff. God said, I'm going to give you a building, and it's like a food truck I see with this building. Am I prophesying? God said, I swear. And God said, I swear, Shabosha, that God said what you prayed about and even asked God last night when you were laying in bed with your wife and said, I just wish this thing would take off from me. And you said, I know that he's going to speak to me. God said, I swear money's going to hit your pocket. I see you flipping and flipping and flipping, and all I see is all this Cajun food, this Cajun food, am I talking to you? This Cajun food. I said, God said to tell tell you, I swear. You may want to hear, you may not want to hear. You're going to sell it to be a franchise. You're going to sell it. And you said, I just wanted to get big so I can sell it and do something else with the money. Apostle, you're going to have apartments. And God began to speak to you. And God said he's going to give you this apartment building. And I see these apartment buildings in Ohio. And I see you with these apartment buildings. And I see you starting out a school. And it's like a daycare. And you're going to start working with all these younger children to cultivate their gifts. And God said, I'm going to give you a partner, Shabo. You're going to go on TV. And it was like you wanted to hold off, but God said he's going to give someone to tell you to go on TV. God said, don't reject it, because God said, I'm going to have you. You thought that what you've been doing is great. God says, watch what I do. I see all of these things on this TV station, and it's like you're having this TV, and it's called like new, it's going to be a thing like New Hope during our day. New Hope during our day. And God said to tell you that the TV you're going to have, I see all of these young folk flooding to you. And God said, I'm going to give it to you because of your heart, not because of the money you want, not because of the things that can come, but you're doing it because of your heart. And God said, even as I spoke to you when you were younger, God said the same promise that I showed you, and all these people were doing it. God says, get ready, you're about to do it. 216-849-4717. God said to tell you, okay. They said you were Stevens, right? God said to tell you to tell Stephen. God said to tell you to tell Stephen, born in November, that I'm going to do a shift. And that God said to tell Stephen that what his daddy had to deal with, that he shall not have to deal with. God said to tell Stephen that whatever's been trying to hold him back, that I'm getting ready to set him free. God said to tell Stephen that I'm going to set him up for a miracle, and what he's been doing for this church, I'm going to send a son to his life. God said to tell Stephen, I see a Devin, D-E-V-O-N. God said to tell Stephen that I'm sending Devin. Oh my God. I'm somebody shout. God said to tell Stephen Schmidt, I'm standing at this place, shovel shop, McCracken Road Lane. What is that? That's your old house. God says, whatever you all battle there, and whatever the attacks you all dealt with, and it was like you all stay, and it was like I'm even in your room, and I see a picture on this dresser, shovel shop, and it's like of you two. And God said, am I talking to you? And God said to tell you, shovel shop, even what you spoke about, saying, I need a word. We good, but I still need to be set free. God said to tell Melody that I'm going to give her what she needs, and even the business that was held up since 2016. God said, get ready. I don't know what you've been dealing with. Who's Devin? His son. God said I don't want to say he's coming back, but I see him coming. I see him standing and kneeling before you. And God said, where the enemy came in, to even try to take your son, God said, I've heard your prayer. You're up here releasing words to everybody else, but God said, I swear that I'm going to enter in your family's life and I'm going to do a shift that you've never even thought. You've been praying and serving and praying and serving, but God said, if I be a prophet, God said the business, the prosperity that's going to hit your life, God said, I'm going to give you even a new house. I was at this McQuacken place and I saw a light post and I saw these red bricks in the front of the house, and God said to tell you, shout, even at this 4-bedroom, I'm going to give you this new place, even the business that you had, it was even with this cosmetology. I'm touching my hair. God said, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to give it back to you, God said. And God said the tears that you cried, God said it's over. God said the attack, not from the Smith, but from the Austin side. That's your maiden name? Yes. God said the attack, Father, open my sight. From this Austin side, God said it's over with. Yes, Father. You were speaking some time ago. I don't know who this is, grandmother, mother. And you say, I miss you. I miss you. And God said to tell you that the battle you've been dealing with since 2016, 17, I see. God said, I swear, I keep hearing him say, I swear, I'm going to cover you. God said, I will change your life, save the Lord. I see money all around you. How's Gregory? You know, you are daddy's girl, though. And it didn't come, Deborah's not here, right? Deborah's not here. He didn't come to Deborah, no offense. It came to you. And you're your mama's favorite, Teresa. When I look in my sight, I see this MCC. I'm going to come to you. I know what I'm seeing. I see, let me not say it. How you guys doing tonight? How you doing, my man? You know you have a good spirit. I like you. I'm not going to say nothing crazy, but I will tell you this. It's going to pay off. Because God changed your life. And you lost someone that was dear to your heart. And God said to tell you, because you went through the pain and you still went the right way, God says, watch what I'll do for you. I don't know you, but there's a business that's in your hands. And God says you got 3 years to move with it or it's going to close. 3 years to move with it. I know you want to move out of here. I know you want to get up out of this place. God says, make a decision. How you doing, my man? How are you? Hi. You know, I got a baby girl too. My family's at home right now. They're probably watching me. But when I see little babies, that you like me? I like you too. Yes. You talking? She's going to be a prophetess. And what she's telling me is that daddy's been sad. And she's telling me to tell daddy that everything's going to be okay. And she's saying that I want you to smile like I'm smiling. She's saying to me, yes, mama, that it won't always be like this, daddy. She's saying to me, just hold on a little bit longer because you've just been putting in, you're about to throw the towel out. She's saying to me that, daddy, please don't give up. God said, I've seen your heartache. Yes, Father. And God said, just like David had to wait all those years, God said, you've been waiting, you've been waiting, you've been waiting. Yes, Mom. But she said, you won't be waiting long enough. She said, the time is about to come. You will have a shift in your life. How you guys doing? Y'all wanted to be in the back. Y'all wanted to hide. Where's your baby at? At home. Did you just travel? Because I saw you standing up north. And it was like I was in New York, but I was in New Jersey. I was in New York and New Jersey. Where were you at? Don't worry. God's going to send you help. And I just don't mean help with the kids, but I mean help with your heart. God said you won't be alone. You won't be sad. God said you've been pushing and pushing and pushing, and although you smile for everybody else, there's been something in your heart. You go home, you leave here smiling, but you go home sad. And God said, I swear it won't be like this. It will not. It's been since 2012 you've been battling. And God said, even the folks that did you wrong, God said, I will cover you and even work out the things where you had to do everything by yourself. God said, forget the people that left you. You have to, I don't know you. This is your first time here? It's your second time. You have to be careful not to go through what your mother went through. Because there's some things that your mama's dealing with. And the enemy really wants to cause disruption in your relationship life. And your mama right now is standing tall, but she's sad, she's broken, and she's saying, I wish I never got in this. Wow. And God is saying to me that although you come here and you've come and you say, well, I'm just here, I'm going to see it. God said, I see you. God said there's a gift inside of you and you can cultivate it. And it's not, you cannot leave by moving. Because God said that will help you. But God said, I swear that if you can fight this thing that is fighting your mother, I see a lawyer, I see this law all around. I don't know what you've been in or what's been going on, but God said, I'm going to pick up this heart that fell on the side and put it back together, and it was like you wanted to quit, but God says, don't quit. God said, I'm going to change your life. That's the word of the Lord. Say prophesy. You know McCurry. You know what I'm talking about? That's your dad? Gregory McCurry. Oh, you know who Greg is? You call him Greg? I call him Gregory. But Gregory, when I see him in my sight, no hair. You know what I'm talking about? Let me see if I can tell you who he looks like. No hair. He looks like my Apostle Ford. No hair, right? He was supposed to be here, but he was tired. You know what I'm talking about? And he was like, well, maybe I'll go next time, but you may be here. And God said to tell this Sonia, S-O-N-J-A, son. Are you guys married? Last time I was here, you were married. You were getting in that police stuff when they were pulling you over. That's right, you were but they were just trying to mess with you but you were really speeding. You were going that. And you are a speeder, boy. You be hitting those corners and whatnot. And you like a NASCAR driver. I see. But you're gifted. And you guys are supposed to have this church together. And although you're running away from it, that's what you're supposed to do. And you're going to say, no, no, no. I may want to do this. I might want to open up my own shop. I might want to open up my own thing. But boy, that is not what you are to have. It ain't what you're supposed to have. Because when you do have it, I'm going to tell you this. You're going to meet a man that's going to want to open up half of the shop with you, that's going to do these tattoos, and he's going to do all of these things, and they're going to bring this shootout that's going to happen, and it's not for you. I see you, and you're good with these blades when I see you. I see, and it's like you're super good, but that's not you. Because God said the same way you are with your hands in that, you will be in my ministry. God said, I'm going to use you to even walk and speak and bring people out of the street. I'm going to use you, God said, to even break the lineage that's going on in your family's line that's trying to bind every man to make them work but not work smart. But God said that I'm going to change your family's life. It's so funny. How long y'all been married for? I like babies. and I'm feeling by the time I'm back again, I might be seeing a baby. You got a baby? You weren't supposed to have any babies, though. They told you you couldn't. Yeah! But you might have one more after this. Just one more after this. Because they said you couldn't. Apostle, you told them that? I love babies. I can't wait to see this baby. You got one more. I know they're going to make you tired. I know they're going to keep you up at night. But you got one more. Y'all got a baby coming too. And I'll be surprised. You start getting your test by September, they see you pregnant. And it may be difficult for you, but it's going to change your life. Because it's going to force you to do things where at times you may be relaxed and say, no, but now, God, I'm going to push you into this father role where now even the work you do, you will contemplate if you will do it. You're going to start traveling and moving and traveling, and I see your feet standing closer to the south side of the U.S., and I see you all moving and even this church. God said to tell y'all to get ready because it's about to start. And even though there's a voice, I even see you holding this mic and I see you singing. And God said, I'm going to use you to even sing and set people free. God said, the same way that you were set free, God said, I'm going to use you to touch people's lives. And even out of your sadness, even out of the heart pain that you deal with and don't tell nobody, God said, I swear that I'm going to change your life the same way you did for other folks and you did for your mama, and you even stood up and helped your daddy and your mama when they did it, couldn't, and it was like they were trying to do it, but you helped them. God said, I'm going to send the right people. God said, I swear I won't let you all fall. I'm going to cover you. I'm going to make a way. I see you moving out of this place. I'm in this, almost an apartment, but I'm in this place. And I see you sitting on this little TV game thing. I just see you sitting at this couch. And I make a left into this room. You're going to move out of this place to your house. And the baby's going to force you out to do it. I feel a girl for my first. I'm just talking, I ain't gonna go no further. But I see a baby. I see a baby. You know, I'm really starting to work on my prophetic school stuff because I have these tools. So if God tells me it's a girl, it's my left side. And if it's a male, it's my right side. So I start tingling on my right if I feel a male. If I start tingling on my left, it's a female. So there's tools for me to work with that hits me. And I ain't gonna get to you because that ain't for everybody. But when me and Apostle talk, we're gonna work some things out. I see this name, Rashandra. Where's she at? What is that to you? And that's your middle name. Where's Rashandra? She's at home. You know, that little girl is gifted. And she's going to follow after you. She needs to be in church, or she needs to get around you, because the enemy has been trying to plant seeds. But God said, the seeds that have been planted, I'm pulling them out. God said, this grandbaby will follow you like never before. This grandbaby is going to love him, Apostle, like no tomorrow. This grandbaby is going to keep saying, Papa, let me sit on your lap. Papa, let me sit on your lap. And the mom's going to think y'all did something because how attached she's going to become. She's going to say, what in the world did you do? And it's going to be that you teach her how to cultivate her sight. I sound crazy. But Apostle's about to start this thing for babies and these children that are going to start to see. You'll be on the phone and they'll be like, oh yeah, they're wearing such and such and such and such and such. Their name is such and such and such and such. Oh, right now they're cooking this and this and this. Y'all believe it. He's going to have kids blindfolded being able to read what you write on a whiteboard. That's how bad it's going to be. Sharice? How you doing, Sharice? You know, they called you Malone, but I saw McLeod.
That's my maiden name.
And I saw Cynthia. Where's she at?
She passed away 2 years ago.
Come on up to the prophet. I didn't only see Cynthia. I saw this other name, Cinemat. Who's that? Cinetam. I saw this and I couldn't pronounce it, but I saw Cinnamati. Say it. Shatamani. That's it right there. CINNNIT, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole alphabet right there. Probably had to work on that one. Whatever the enemy tried to break your heart with, God said to tell you, Shabosha, that I am going to give back to you what you lost and more. God said, whatever Cynthia had to deal with, Shabosha, you will not have to deal with. And God said, you've been praying, and it's like she's been in your spirit all this past months and year. And God said, whatever she had to go through, you won't go through. And God said, I swear, even the tears you cried up in the house by yourself, saying, God, why am I alone? Why am I alone? Why am I alone? I'm tired of being alone. God said, you won't be alone long. God said, I'm going to change your life. I need somebody to shout for her, because God said, I'm changing her life. God said to tell you, I saw you there, and I saw an angel standing beside you. And it was like I saw him holding this name Cynthia. And that God said, Cynthia missed you too. And God said to tell you that you've been saying, I miss you, I miss you, I miss you. You would know what to do in this. You would know what to do in this. You would, am I talking to you? You were saying you would know what to do in this. And God said to tell you that I'm going to change your life. And God said, just because the devil thought he could take you out in 2015, just because the devil thought he could take you out in 2015, God said it shall not carry out. God said, I've been watching you since 2016. You've been carrying all this pain. And God says, whatever you lost, even in this 2018 going to 2019, God said, I've got you. God said, I've got you. He said, I've got you. Even when you go here and you encourage everybody else, but you go home and cry. You help everyone else. Father, I thank you. But you're asking God for help. And he says to tell you the blessing that your mother didn't get, I'm going to give it to you. The enemy tried to send attacks, and whatever even went on in her marriage, to even where the man cursed her, God said, no man can curse you. I said, no man can curse you. I said, no man can curse you. No man can curse you. Oh my God. Your mama went through it. And it's a cycle. And God said, you're breaking the cycle. The man that tried to curse you is going to come crawling back in this place and sit at apostles' feet. If I be a prophet of God, I decree it. My God. It is not the first time you heard it. But if I be a prophet, I'm going to shout. God said, I swear that man that said to you, you'll lose everything, that said to you, you're going to die, that said to you, that you won't make it, I rebuke it by the name of Jesus. I decree right now, in the name of Jesus, I decree right now, in the name of Jesus, I decree right now, Shabbat. My God Almighty. I feel a shit. And they said to you, I don't believe in what you're doing. I don't know why you're here. If you stay here, I'm gone. And God said to tell you, stay. Because God said, I'm going to cause him to run back. God said, I'm going to cause him to lose everything. And he's going to be looking crazy, saying, what in the world has gone on? How in the world does Sharice get all this money? How in the world is she blessed when I'm cursed? I decree, watch what I say. Am I talking to you?
Just said that to me. Yep.
He said what to you?
Just what you just said.
Hear what I say. I don't know him, but I decree and declare his spirit come here. And every word that he spoke is going back to him. Everything he said, he will lose his place. He will lose his job. He will lose his mind. He will bury the curse and deal with the curse that he spoke over you, saith the Lord. And God said the curse is ended. You will not carry what your mother carried. You will not battle with it anymore. Saying, God, I don't want to go through what my mother went through. I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired. God said, I heard you. You prayed about it last night. And you said, God, let the prophet speak to me. Am I talking to you? Yes. I'm standing in this room where I see this bed. And I see this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillows. And I see this whole place. And God said to tell you what you've been praying. Even with this picture of your mother that I see. God said to tell you right now that I will change your life. God says, get ready. He said, get ready. Your life is about to change. I want some of you to lift your hand, point your hands towards her, and to shout because she's free. My God. She's free. She's free. Say, I'm free. I'm free. I am free. I'm free. I'm happy for you. Because when you said that, there were chains that were on your feet. And there was a lady behind you that was Cynthia. And there was a lady that was behind Cynthia. And there was a lady behind Cynthia. And every woman in your family was bound. I'll tell you how. There was a lady that I see in my sight in 1898 that she cheated on her husband with another man. And the man she cheated with, the woman cursed her and said, no one in your line shall be married and happy. But God said the bondage and even the dreams that were tormenting you, and it was like you woke up and you couldn't even move laying on your bed. Am I talking to you? And you were saying, what? It was the bondage of this curse. And God said the cycle is over, saith the Lord. You're blessed. I love prophesying. It feels good to move. It feels good to shift. Did I speak to you about a grace? Because it's so crazy. I saw Grace, and then I saw this Rhonda. Okay, because I saw, it was so weird. I said, I have to speak to Margaret. And then God said, look again. And I saw Rhonda. And I saw Grace, and then I saw Rhonda. And I was like, Rhonda was standing here, but Grace was standing here. You've been praying and reminiscing on some past things. But God said to tell you not to give up. God says, don't give up. It's not time. Just because it's not moving the way you thought it would move doesn't mean it will not move. It's the time. How you doing, my lady, right there? You. Yeah, there's some things that the enemy is trying to fight you with. And God said, just because this cycle that has been taking some particular, is a generational thing that is particularly breaking your heart. And it was like you've been saying, God, why? And it was like you trusted a particular individual. And it was like now they betrayed you and your heart is heavy. And you came here and said, the prophet's going to speak to me. Am I right? Didn't you say? And you've been praying last night and you said, God, let him speak to me. Let him speak to me. Let him speak to me. You were laying even on this right side of the bed when I see it in my sight, turned on this side. And God said, I saw you even when you were praying and you were saying, God, I need a word because my children are suffering. And God said, I swear that I'm going to change your life. God said to tell you, I swear that I'm going to change your children's life. God said the attack that happened even in 2009, I almost shot. Come up here. God said, I'm going to shift you. And God said, even you, I see you praying. God said, I swear I'm going to expand the place so you can have enough room. God said, I'm going to give it to you. And it was like this particular male that promised you something. And even when he promised it to you, he lied. And it was like things broke. But God said to tell you what he promised you that did not come. God said, I'm going to give it to you. Oh my God. God said, you've been praying. And you said, God, why would you put me in this if it would end up like this? And you prayed to God. And you said, God, don't give me someone else that won't love me but not love them. And God said to tell you that I'm going to give you what you've been asking me. God said, I'm going to give you what you've been battling with. God said, you will not battle with this thing since 2011. You will not battle with this thing of where it's like you go through these cycles, never ending, trying to find an answer, but you keep hitting a wall. And it's like even with your jobs, it's like everybody wants to discriminate you. But God said to tell you, I hear you. God said to tell you that I'm going to set you free. And God said, the thing I promised you. I don't know if you're new here, if you're a new member, if you joined or not, but you're supposed to prophesy. And God said from your service, I know I sound crazy, that's your daughter, she's supposed to dance. She's supposed to, I see her dancing and I see her singing. But God's going to heal her heart. And it's not her fault what happened. I see God healing her heart. And I can feel the pain. And the reason you're hurt is because they're hurt. I feel the pain. But I see your happiness. And God said the best days are ahead of you and the worst are behind you. You will not move to a lower place, and you won't have to move from place to place to place to place. God said, I'm going to give you a place that's going to be secured. God said, I'm going to give you something that's going to blow your mind. You've been seeing everybody else have it, but God said, I'm going to change your life and your children's life. You've been praying, and God said, the same way you said, prophet, call me. I'm happy, but on the inside, I'm sad. I pray for everyone else. I can hardly pray for myself. You don't have any help. You got family, but you don't have help. All these things I see. It breaks my heart to see what's happened. But I hear God saying to you that you and your daughters will never be alone. He said, I'm going to enter and change your family's life, saith the Lord. Touch my hand. That's the word of the Lord. Say, prophesy, prophet. Who is getting late for this old prophet? Is you all right? You know this prophet is old. How you doing? You doing good? You know you gifted. This is your daughter? You a mama's girl. Because you follow her instructions. And God's going to touch your heart. And God is going to give you what you need, not because you want it, but because you want to bless your mama. I see you looking at these houses on this phone, like at place to place to place to place. And it's not for you, but it's for your mama. And God said to tell you that I will do what you need. God said, I will give you what you asked me to for. I will bless you, because God said you serve, even though on the inside you're saying, God, why am I doing this? But nothing is changing. Why am I doing this? But it's like what I asked for is not shifting. But God said, I swear that I'm going to change your life to show everyone else in your family what God I am. And God said, even the ones that didn't want to help, bless them. I sound crazy, I know. He said, bless the ones that said, y'all just do it by yourself. Bless the ones that said, you go by yourself. I see you studying, but I see you traveling all over these places. God said, the dreams you've asked me to do, and God said, don't be afraid because you want to stay with mama. God said, do what you got to do. Because God said, the only person and the only way you'll take care of her is if you do what you're supposed to do. God said, I'm going to send you to places. I see your feet in Atlanta. I see your feet in California. I see your feet in New York. I see your feet in DC. I see your feet in Texas. I see your feet in Florida. I just see you traveling from place to place to place to place to place. And I see you standing up for people that don't have these rights. And you're saying that's not right. And you've always been the type of person to stand up for the lower dog and say, leave them alone. And God said, because of what you've done, even in the midst of where you said, God, why is it this? Why is it this? Why is it that these people struggle but they say they love you? Why is it that the people that serve you struggle? God, I'm tired of seeing this. If it's going to be like this, I don't want to do it. But God said to tell you that I'm going to bless you, and your hands have not seen what I'm going to do for you. God said, because of your loyalty, God said, I'm going to cause you to walk in favor. God said, you've got a voice. It almost scared me. You've got like this, like a commander. People know, and when you shout, you shout. When you tell folks stop, they stop. You will have a voice to change people and make them to stop in their tracks. And God said, it's funny, I see you both riding in this Escalade. It's so funny in my sight. Who wants this Escalade? You said that today? I see you riding in this Escalade, and your baby's gonna buy it for you. I feel good tonight. How many of you feel good tonight? Say, I feel good, prophet. How you guys doing? You doing good? Don't be afraid. Hold hands. Because don't let anything divide you two. Because when I see it in my sight, there's something to try to split you both. And if it splits you both, you will not reach the potential that you're supposed to reach. And it's been these things, and don't let any small argument, don't let anything even about this or that divide you two. Because God said, I've ordained you both to be together. I've ordained it to happen. And God said you will see that things will work out for you both. Give it a year. And God said the money that you need, God said let that be the secondary thing, because I'm going to send it to you. And it's like all these things that happen because of money. It's only money. It's only money. This and that and this and that. God said I'm going to give it to you. And God said just wait and be faithful. God said you won't battle for money. God said you're going to battle with what to do with your money. God said what your father was supposed to do and your brother was supposed to do. And it was like the enemy keep jacking up the men in your family. And it's like they reach his potential, but they reach it from the wrong reason. And it's like then they get capsized, and some of them are locked up, and some of them are this, and some of them are that. And God said he's going to cause you to open up this business, even with this property, and even this investment with this crypto and all these type of stock things that God has been showing you. God said be loyal to the few, and I'll make you a master of many. Don't buy no new car now. It ain't your season. You know what I'm talking about? Wait on it. Wait till October. You just said that? Wait till October. God said in 2022, I'm in 2022. There's a business that you're going to do with women. And I see these women around you. And it's all these types of things with the hands and with this design, with this cosmetology, and with this jewelry, and all these other things and how to present yourself and even venue setups and all these other things that God's going to cause you to do. God says, don't stop. Wow. You said it wasn't working, but God said it was in the wrong season. That's why it wasn't working. God said in this season, I swear it will work. Keep pushing. Say the Lord. I could prophesy all night long. How you doing, Susan? Where's your son at? I saw this Adriana. It's the one that I spoke to you about from Florida. Okay, where is he at? He's not here though. The reason I say that is because something tried to attack your father. And he should have, although it didn't look like he should have lost his life, because it would have sprouted into this infection, because they would have had to do this surgery and cut him open. And when they would have had to cut him open on this side, they would have left something inside and it would have sprouted. Am I talking to you? But God said, because of your connection to Apostle, I set him free. And God said, I'm extending his life. And God said, I'm making him a believer. God said, I'm going to change your life, and your family's life will change from you. Yes. I may sound crazy. But I see him in my sight.
Come on now. Come on now.
And I see him at one point like this, and then I see him, I can't move it, and all of a sudden something shifted and he moved it, and you know what I'm talking about? God, in the same way you shifted, your finances is going to shift. God spared his life. He's hurting emotionally. And his heart, I've gone years back. I don't want to get into it, but he's hurting emotionally. And right now, that's why you see him being lackadaisical and whatnot, and doesn't let everything happen the way it's happening, is because he lost his drive because of what happened to him emotionally and who he trusted and how things fell apart. And now he really feels alone, although there's people around him, although you check on him, he still feels like he don't have nobody in his life. And he's saying, why is this like this? Why do I feel so depressed? Why do I feel so lonely? Why do I feel like my heart is breaking, but I've got everything, but his heart is breaking? God said, I swear I'm going to cover your father. And God said, I'm going to heal his heart. Save the Lord. You weren't supposed to be here, Dad. I like you. You got to be careful, though, of everybody that says that they're your teacher. Because some people will try to pull you under them to use you. So you got to be careful of who you're saying yes to. Because your greatest gift will be a no to the right person. They will say, yea, the Lord has said such and such. Tell them, no, that ain't for me. God has called you. And the way you're going to get your eyes to go to the next level like never before. And God said, what I even did through Apostle is going to be something crazier is going to be happening. You will have this TV spot with these commercials. You've been asking God, how can I expand? Should I go on radio? Don't go on the radio. Don't do nothing like that. That ain't for you because it's going to mess you up. You're going to spend money for no reason. Facebook's okay. But you're supposed to be on TV too. But you got to be careful of who says, I'm praying for you. Because they ain't praying for you. They're wanting you to be their servant and not your teacher. They're wanting you to help them, but they don't want to help you. And that's what you've been facing all this time. You've been helping everybody and their mama, but nobody want to help you. But God said the days of giving and not receiving are done with. God said, I will bless you. And God said the ministry you will have will shake. There's going to be a heavy deliverance around you. God said, I'm going to cause you to see and spot out things that people would say. And you're going to say, no, don't drive down this street or an accident will happen. God said, be patient, stay loyal, and I'm going to bless you. Can you grab my bag for me? God spoke to me. And it ain't everyone. Say it ain't everyone. Because ain't everybody chosen. Don't get offended. Just say, yes, prophet. Y'all could be looking down if you want to. Y'all weren't looking down when I was prophesying. Shoot. Now, I'll tell you this. You ain't got to do it. I ain't got to do it. But God spoke to me about 10 folks. I only got about 10. Bring it to me. I only got about 10 pairs of socks. These have been in my clothes and in my closet. Not my wallet. Y'all will take my wallet in a minute. And please, it's not urine on these socks. It is oil, okay? I know some folks will be like, prophet, did you? No, it is oil. Say it's oil. I've been praying over these socks. And I was supposed to send them to my partners. I had about 80 people I had to send these socks to. I said, no, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna bring it to these people because God's telling me to do that. Now it's a pair, so everyone gets 2, not everyone. But God spoke to me about 10 people. Only 10 with a $700 seed. I know what time we're in. I know the season and the difficulty that we're in. And I'm not asking everybody to bake this prophet a cake. but I'm asking a few. There was only one lady, the Shunammite, only one that had to do it. And she said, well, I'm going to eat this and die. He said, no, just give it to me and eat nothing and die. That's what he basically said. Give it to me because I can multiply what you can't multiply. Now, how many of you were here when I spoke about that virus that was going to break out? And how many of you were here when I told you all these pastors were going to start dying and people were going to... Guess what? It's about to hit again, and all these pastors are going to start dying again. And you should be blessed that you got a real man of God that is in the midst of this and has not been a part of it, but prophesied and said, thus saith the Lord. Y'all can look and say, it's all crazy. I'm crazy. Let me tell you, I spoke, and I said, how many, I told you, don't buy property, right? I said, don't buy property. It's not going to be time. Don't buy property now because we got too many sellers and not enough buyers, and the market's going to crash. And I said, don't get into stocks because it's going to crash. And guess what I did when it crashed? I bought. How many of you bought when it crashed? You bought enough? Let me tell you something. I made $300,000 last year on stocks. Stocks. I'm going to tell you some stocks you want to watch. Watch Moderna. If y'all are smart, you'll be writing down. Watch Moderna. Watch Boeing. Watch Delta. Watch United. Watch this stock that is called... What is it? Watch any electric car stock. It's about to blow up in a few months. Just watch it go up and down. Watch it go up and down. Watch, there's so many. I'm in. Now, don't be, not now, let me tell you something. When you get your tithes, you better bring it here. Don't be playing no games and saying, no, I'm going to get what I'm going to get, but I ain't going to bless. Then y'all ain't need to get it in the first place. Now, watch this stock market very carefully. It's going to crash again. And I want it to crash. Y'all can say, prophet, you mean. I receive it because the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the righteous. And it's only laid up for the righteous, wise people. Not for everybody that ain't wise. Because some of you saying God's going to let it fall out the sky. Baby, ain't nothing going to fall out no sky. You better get up and grab it. I will watch it very carefully. I would watch this season because October is going to be hell. February is going to be hell. We're going to have this third wave that's going to hit like hell. And I told everyone when I was here, the school system was going to shift. I said this virus would hit, these people would be dying, all these types of folk would be passing. And it ain't done yet. That's why this is the only church I've traveled to. Y'all the only, and I had some people say, oh, prophet, come and speak at this TV. I said, I ain't going, no, I'm keeping my butt home. You can keep your money and what? I don't need jack. You can't give me nothing to make me move. It was the only place I said I will move to because you have a ripe apostle. Let me tell some of y'all conspiracy theories. Y'all crazy. Well, they trying to kill us. Baby, if they were trying to kill you, they're trying to kill their economy. Ain't no wise government, ain't no wise government that's going to kill you because they're going to kill their finances. They want their place to prosper. Now, I'm not saying they want everybody to prosper, but they want their place to prosper. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I got 10 folks that can run up to me or you can sit. I got 10 people. By the count of 20, I'm done. Come up to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Did you grab your pair? No, take 2. You better take your pair. 20. I got 2 left. Y'all can close that door. You can sit there and look pretty if you want. You better run, Sharice. Oh, well. Just come in to receive my favor. That's what you get. Keep this. You got the best one out of everybody. Let me tell you something. After everybody preach, I would come and get their cloth. You better, after every prophet, I said, oh, let me get them. I'll take their cloth and put it right in my pillow. Those with the socks, let me tell you something. You're going to wear these because God's going to do something with your feet. And he said, where the soles of your feet shall tread, I shall. Wherever you're supposed to go into is by what? Your feet. And whatever you're to receive is by your what? Right. So there's only two receiving places, either what you walk into or what you receive. And I'd rather just walk into it because I don't want to receive nothing and somebody put it on my head and say, well, I gave you this. Baby, you ain't give me jack. I walked into it. Now, those of you that are there, you got my bag for me? And you did not come, that's fine. But I'm going to tell you what you need to do. Right here. How many of you take communion? How many of you do it every other day or every day? Or you do it once a month? Once a week? Okay, once a month. What I would do is I would take that blood and pour it in your hands. And I would say, by the blood of Jesus, I receive. See, Jesus was showing us a cycle, and he was showing us that if I can break the cycle of reproduction, if I can break the law of chemistry by turning water into wine, if I can break the law of financing and banking and telling Peter, go to the fish of a mouth and there shall be money, if I can break those laws, you can break them. I'm calling you to break it, but will you break it? You would take that blood, you could take a cracker, take a communion, and as you break it, you say, I break the law of financing and baking. I decree prosperity. Follow me. You take it, he said, break, do. And as you do, doing is a verb. As you do this as often as you do. Don't do it once a baby because you lacking. I do it every day. I will take it and wash my face with it and say, let my spiritual eyes be open. I just gave you a little seed. Before I came here, I washed my face 7 times. I said, let my eyes, by the blood, my eyes are open. My eyes are open. Now they're open. I said it's 7 to, I say about 207 times a day. You can say, brother, what is 207 when I'm preparing for a meeting. I take the blood, I put it in my hand, and I say, any hole. Jesus was pierced in his hands and pierced in his feet, showing us that that's where we will also be pierced. But by his blood, we are covered. You take the blood and you rub it in your hand. You take it, and you say, I decree by the blood. Everyone else that is here, I would advise you as close as you can. If you can't do it, you're going to just do it as close as you can. But those that are going to do it first, a $52 seed that are saying, for the rest of this year, I need covering. For the rest of this year, if you can't do it, then do 25, reverse it. Say, for the rest of this year, cover me and my family. If you can't do it, still come up here and receive from my oil. Because I ain't about to say, oh, you can't get this because you can't give. That's demonic. Don't let nobody tell you can't get a prophecy because you can't give. I almost tell someone, go to hell. Y'all look at me crazy. Because I will tell somebody say, well, I can't give you a word. I say, keep your doggone word. And I said, go somewhere. I am that type of prophet. Don't fool with me. Because God will not say, if you can't give me money, you can't be blessed. Boy, I will kick you to the curb and stomp you out. Y'all look at me. I'm telling you, I am crazy. Don't come up saying that, you're not a part of the 1,000. You cannot receive this word. Y'all are nice folks, because I am not nice. I am not. Especially when you take advantage of the people of God. That's when I really get upset. And I will come up in your place and run you rapid and destroy your whole church and say, this is what they've been doing behind doors. Don't fool with me. That's one thing, and that's why I appreciate this apostle. Because I don't have to give him a dime. He will come and say, thus saith the Lord. Every time I call him, he said, hold on a minute, God, let me tell you what the Lord said to me. I said, you better speak upon. I receive it. And sometimes I'll be calling him on purpose because I need a word. Because I know he's gonna give it to me for free. Ain't nothing. And that's why I come here without restrictions. If I had to take an Uber from my hotel, I will do it only for him. There's churches where they will be. I had one pastor, they were late picking me up 20 minutes. I got back on the plane. I said, no, you were late, Doc. I don't dare, because I don't fool with that. And I walked up and I said, no, you got me at the wrong place. You got me. I'm going right back home. Because I ain't gonna treat you the way I wouldn't treat you like that. So don't treat me like that. But this apostle, y'all don't know what y'all got. You don't know what you got. I'm telling you, this is the only place. I've rejected places after places. About 15 places asked me. I said, nah, Doc, I ain't going. He's the only person that I said yes to. Only one. Because he doesn't take advantage of his people. Those with that 700 come up to me first. Those with that 52 come up to me because I want to give you some of my prosperity oil that I made. I made this oil. I'm going to rub it on your hand. Don't take my jar. Don't nobody come up here and take my jar. I'm going to be upset. An old man, Joseph, Prophet Joseph Hargrove showed me this oil, and it's from the Bible. Pastor, you get this. I'm going to give it to you too. Now, don't stick this in your mouth because it's going to burn the mess out of you. You're a pastor. Can you tell them where to write the checks to? New Hope Fellowship. Now this oil smells very good. It's like a cologne. How you doing, my man? You need some money. You love money. It's not a bad thing, though.
Yeah.
I see money all around your feet.
Thank you. So I grabbed the socks.
You got to know who to trust. Because there's some people you trusted that betrayed you. And right now, that's what you're dealing with in your heart of who I can trust and who I can't trust. But I'm still going to do the right thing. But God's going to touch you, and he's going to open up a door for you like never before. Come on up to me, Sonia, and you guys, right, my man. Do we have the bin for the offering? As you get this oil, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to skip you. As you get this oil, I want you to put it inside of the bin, your offering, and I want you to say, as I release this, Father, I'm exchanging this for my, as you took the rib of Adam to give me my wife, Eve, give me my blessing. I'm exchanging. Rub it together. How my man? My man. Money's going to come to you. You just smell like it's going to make money to be around. Just rub your hands together and put it on you. And just smell the oil. Just get the aroma in your spirit. As you're doing, as I put the oil on you, just put the offering in the bucket and speak what I said. You can lift it up and pray and decree it. Just say with me, as I give this, as you took the rib of Adam and you gave him Eve, Father, take this and give me mine. I decree the law of exchange work for me. The law of exchange work for me. The law of exchange work for me. How you doing? You want some prosperity? Open up your hands. Who needs some more? Oh, Prophet Ford, come here. What you doing? How you doing, my man? You know you're supposed to build these orphanages? And there's a book. Are you from Africa? Where are you from?
Indiana, but we're stuff from Africa.
The reason I ask you this is because you're supposed to go over there with the apostle.
Yeah, I go with
You go with him all the time. You're supposed to be there opening up something, running this major church out there. And God says, don't wait on it, start to move. Money. Oh, what you doing over there? You trying to hide. Rub the oil on your ears. Rub it. Just because let me tell you something. The Bible said money answereth all things, right? If it answers, it must what first hear. Because you can't answer me if you don't hear me. So let me tell you, I be speaking. I say money comes to me easily and swiftly, just as I command. I say it about 1,000 times a day. Money. Let me tell you, the money be flowing out. One lady give me $25,000. Y'all can look at me crazy, but my stuff be work. I heard this old man say you can't lose with the stuff I use. Prosperity. Did I give you some more, my man? How you doing?